Our seated bent reverse fly is a great strength move for the rear portion of those shoulders, that rear delt, also a little bit of the upper back as well. You're going to want a bench or a chair for this exercise. I have the Reebok bench adjusted up at 90, but you can have it all the way flat. We're not going to be using that back portion of that bench. Like I said, you can also use a chair or a box or a stool or something at home to where you can get down and hinge on over as well. We're going to sit down. We're going to bring those legs together so that we have room to work on the outsides of those legs. We're going to grab our weights. You're going to want a fairly light set of dumbbells for this move. We're then going to hinge that upper body on over to where we're leaning over on our thighs here. Keeping that back straight, so I'm not just rounding on over like this. I'm keeping my good posture throughout this movement. I'm then going to have my dumbbells right down on the back side of my front thigh, so pretty much straight down from my shoulders here. I'm going to perform a normal reverse fly, so just like I would standing, where those arms are slightly bent, leading with the elbows, coming back and up, right about shoulder height here at the top, squeezing my shoulder blades together as I get to the top portion of that movement, and I'm controlling it down. Biggest mistakes I see made on this exercise, number one, rounding that back as we come on over. Remember, we want to hinge at the hips, so sit nice and tall, and then just hinge over at the hips. Once you find that stopping point where you're hitting those thighs, that's where you're going to be for this movement. Another big mistake I see made on this one, just like on our standing, is swinging, using that momentum to get up. Try to fight that. Keep pressed over. Try to isolate those rear delts on this one. And lastly, we're leading with the elbows. Remember, we're not leading with the wrists coming out and up like this, putting more strain on that rotator cuff. Instead, we are leading with the elbows. Those arms are slightly bent. Those wrists are kind of just staying in line with the rest of the arms as we come back and squeeze those rear delts and those shoulder blades together at the top. So start off light, get comfortable with this movement and keeping that torso fairly still, and then you can progress up from there.